Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a regular kaftan top, or rather, how to cut a regular kaftan top. So stick with me to the end. This is a no nonsense class, and here with me is the measurement of the client, which is 44 inches chest. That will be divided by 4. Then we have 11 plus 1 inch sewing allowance and 1 inch hemming for the slit. That will be 2 together. That's 13 altogether. So we are adding 13 sewing 2 inches sewing allowance altogether. So that will be 13. Okay, I hope you understand. 44 inches chest divided by 4 is 11 plus 2. That's 13. Then the length that we are working with is 38 inches. We are adding 2 inches hemming allowance. That will be 40 for the front. That's 40F. Then we add 4 inches to cut the back. The back is usually longer than the front by 4 inches. So that's 44 for the back, 40 for the front. Okay, so I'm going to measure the front right now so that you see. I've already cut it so that I will save us a lot of time. So I'm measuring the front. That is 40 inches. Then again, I am going to measure for the back, which will be 44 inches. Okay, so we have all that put in place. Then what we are looking at now is how to get a proper slanting. To get a proper slanting, you are going to divide the shoulder by 2. In this case, our client here is 19 inches. The shoulder is 19 inches. Then we are going to divide it by 2, which will give us 9.5 inches. Now, you are going to measure from your right hand to your left hand. You are going to measure the shoulder. That is the way to get a proper slanting. There will be no rumpling on the armhole. There will be no wrinkling on the shoulder area. Everything will lay flat. So I have measured 9.5 inches without allowance, and I am going to rule it down. Excuse me. And I am going to rule it down. Okay. The chalk and the fabric, they have similar color, so that's why I'm trying to chalk it very well to make it bold. So my slanting will be 3.5 inches. Okay, this will eliminate wrinkles, rumpling, and I'm going to get down 2 lines there. The first one I'm going to cut, while the second line is where I will fold the back pattern on top. So I've cut it already. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to drag the front pattern down to meet with the allowance that I have there at the back pattern. Can you see that? So it is still 4 inches longer than the front. So I'm folding it on the allowance that I left there on the second line. So I'm going to iron it to lay flat. So now I can put the shoulder. The shoulder measurement is 9.5, which is 19. Then I will add ½ inch allowance to make it 10 altogether. That's 20. So I'm going to correct that line now, a little bit slanted. So I'm going to rule again. I'm chalking it as much as possible so that you can see it. All right, now to get your armhole length, just divide the shoulder by 2. In this case, I have 9.5, but I'm going to make it 9. Okay, I'm going to make it 9. I still want it to be fitted. But the best way to get your armhole length is by dividing your shoulder by 2. Okay, so I want to put down the chest measurement. That will be 11 plus 1. That's 12. 11 is 44. 1 inch sewing allowance will make it 12. Okay. So that is necessary for me to get my armhole curve. That's why I had to put that first. Then I am going to get the midpoint of my armhole length. Okay, I'm going to divide it into 2. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Then I am going to go in by 1 inch. This will eliminate any rumpling. It will eliminate rumples on the arm and the chest area. Are you getting me? Okay, I think I just shoot my camera there. So I'm going to draw my curve. So you be careful here when you are drawing it. It has to be perfect. Okay, so I think that's all I need from that area, then I can draw a straight line just to go up. Okay, so I'm not taking much of your time here. So that's what you need to get a perfect armhole. Okay, that's what you need. Then the back will not be the same depth as for the front, so I will take away half of an inch there. So that's all about getting a perfect armhole. So the next thing we are moving to the neckline. Neckline, if you want to get a round neckline, it is the neck that we have here is 16. Okay, so to get the depth, we say depth divided by 4 plus half. Half is for if you're piping it for ease. Okay, so 16 divided by 4 will give you 4, right? Then you add 0.5, which will give you 4.5. Now if you want to get the width, it will be depth divided by 2. Okay, if you want to get the width, will be that's the result of the depth divided by 2. So the result of the depth that we have here is 4.5. Then you're going to divide it by 2, which will give you divided by 2, which will give you 2.25. Okay, but if I'm to do it this way, it's going to give me a round neckline. I don't want a round neckline actually. So here I'm still trying to explain to you the width is 2.25, but I don't want a round neckline. Okay, if I'm to put the result this way, I'm going to get a round neckline. I will tell you that you can do what works best for you. Okay, I don't want to use 4.5. I am going to use 5 instead, because I'm trying to show you here that you are going to have round. So I don't want round, I want something oval. I want an oval shape. So I'm going to do a little bit of manipulation. So instead of having 4.5, I am going to use 5 inches for my depth. For my length, the same thing as depth, yes, how deep it goes. So making a straight rule. Then for my width, I'm using 2 inches. Okay, for my width, I'm using 2 inches. So I go up and I get my control point and I rule a straight line. Since I'm using free hand, I'm going to measure 1 vertically, 1 horizontally, just to get my curve. There's nothing special there. If you're using your neck curve, your French curve, you don't need to do all this. Just use your neck or your French curve, then you are going to get a perfect curve. But for me, I'm using a free hand. Then I'll go up, I'll do the same thing. There are some persons that they don't even do all this. When they are done joining the shoulder, that's when they cut the neck. But for tutorial purpose, I just have to show you this. Okay, but you will get a perfect neckline this way. Like now, it's not perfect yet. I'm still doing some trimming, some adjusting. Okay, now I have to trim that edge. Okay, just take your time. Even when you are done joining the shoulder, later you can still trim it. But this is a basic way to get a good neckline, something that will not reveal your neck bone. Everything will sit perfectly on your neck. So I'm going to measure around and see what is going on here. If I still have my 16, now I think I have 16.5 here, which is still okay. All right, so moving on, I want my slit, my vent, the down opening, I want it to be 10 inches. Okay, I want it to be 10 inches. And so because the hemming is taking 2, I'm going to make it 12. So when I fold the hem, it will be 10 in total. So I'm putting my measurement. I'm using the same chest measurement for the hip measurement. So that will be 12 as well. It should be straight down. Some do take round body measurements, but I like it to be straight. Except the client requests otherwise. So here what I'm doing is I'm cutting the armhole now. I will cut the back first. That's what I'm doing. I'm cutting the back first. So the back is out of it. Then I will give it a notch on the shoulder. So let me draw it up. Okay, I'm making a notch on the shoulder. That's where I am going to join the sleeve. Even on the sleeve, while drafting the sleeve, I will still notch the midpoint where I'm going to join it to the shoulder. So I'll cut that place off. Then I will try as much as possible to arrange everything, arrange the arm, the neckline, make sure everything is aligned. And anything that I have that is left outside on that armhole side, I'm going to cut. That's where I'm going to start my cutting from. Can you see that point? I'm going to cut it down. Don't mind me, I keep changing scissors. So trim it off. I'm cutting the front now. You can see that the front is deeper than the back. So don't mind me, I'm just trying to arrange everything so that you see. Make sure you align it. That line that you drew, that's where you are joining the back and the front pattern together. Make sure that the back pattern is resting on that line. Are you getting me? Make sure they flush together, they align together, pardon me. So I'm trying to trim that place well. Yeah, I'm trying to trim that place well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the rest. I'm going to cut the side. Can you see that? And leave the vent. So I'm cutting that off. So I think basically that's what you need to do to know how to cut the front and the back panels. Congratulations, guys. So what I will do next is to measure the armhole. Measure the armhole round and see what I will get. Normally, okay, let me not in all cases though, just measure. Since I used 9.9 inches, I got 12. So if 12 is my result, when I want to fold my piece of fabric to cut the sleeve, I am going to subtract 1.5. That will be 10.5. That means the folding now that I have here is 10.5. When I measure it horizontally, I will fold it. I'm cutting two sleeves together, so I will fold once, I will fold over again to cut the two together. So my sleeve length here is 26 inches, and I will add 0.5 sewing allowance to join it to the shoulder, and 3.5 for hemming to fold. Okay, so everything I have together there is I think that should be 30, right? We have 30. Then I will subtract 9.5. That's the shoulder measurement. I'm subtracting 9.5 now. That will give me 20.5. It's not 21.5, it's 20.5. So which either way, if you are the type that take your sleeve measurement from the tip of your shoulder, you have 20.5. If you are the type that take from the back of the bone, you have another measurement. So any which way, I'm just showing you. I like taking my own measurement from the middle of the shoulder, that bone at the neck. I like taking my measurement from there. So what I'm doing now is I'm imputing the total measurement. Then the sleeve height, the cap height, I use 5 inches there. Then I will draw my S curve. Okay, then I'm going to put back the 12 inches that I measured from the fabric, from the front and back panel joined together, so that when I'm fixing back the sleeve, it is going to match up perfectly. Can you see that? 12 inches. Don't forget, when you are folding the fabric, like when you are folding to cut the sleeve, you are going to measure 10.5. Are you getting it? So I'm taking out 3.5 from there. That will be for folding the sleeve. Okay, so make a straight line. Then the bicep, that's the arm measurement, is 15. So I'm putting, it's a 3/4 sleeve, please. This is a 3/4 sleeve. If I've not said it before, I think I've not said it before. This is a 3/4 sleeve. So we have 15 there plus 1, that is 16, right? So we have it there. Rule it. Then you don't roll it straight, you slant it, so that when you are folding it back, they will all match up. Then don't forget that the back side is not as deep as the front side. That's why I'm ruling that line out. Okay, so don't forget, you always cut the back first. You always cut the back first. So I've cut it already. Then I will make a notch at the bottom middle. Can you see it? That's where we will join it to the shoulder. Don't forget, we notched the shoulder as well. Then I have cut that place. If you derive value from this tutorial, please subscribe to my channel, follow for more, like and share with your friends. Take care.